that has claimed thousands of lives on all sides of the farmer-herder conflict. You wanted to talk about one of the comments that he made in that interview.
What a very funny illustration.
Yes.
We're talking about livestock business.
Yes.
You're comparing it to airlines. Does the president of Macban also know that airlines pay for parking space in the airport? They pay to use the airports? Do they land on the expressway? Does he see plane land on coastal road, except maybe for that plane that was almost crashing on the highway?
On a car.
Yeah, on a car.
Yes.
You know, as a safety
In
precaution
Florida,
measure. So does he see airlines landing indiscriminately? So you can see the very funny argument they make. And please, with President Tinubu, what he said, these grazing reserves, it doesn't sit well with me.
Okay.
That is Ruga. Increasingly, we are going back to the days of the conversation of Ruga. You are saying set aside the grazing reserve for people's land that they already own. So who's going to pay for that land? Anybody that wants to do cattle business should buy land and ranch. When this conversation on Ruga was on, King Wasiu Ayinde Marshal showed us a video of how he was taking care of his cow and cattle. If you are interested in this business, but not indiscriminate ranching, no grazing reserves. By the way, so this is my field. I mean, I have a degree in all of this matter. Taking cattle through these heinous conditions in the first place reduces meat quality, reduces the the productivity or the quality of meat, reduces marbling. See, Oji, there's a particular beef called Wagyu. One of the most pristine beef in the world. Wagyu can set you back hundreds of dollars. Huh? No, you have Japanese Wagyu and all of that. Can set you back hundreds of dollars. Do you know, if you see where they pamper Wagyu, they will even give Wagyu alcohol. They will give him in a secluded area, cool the temperature of the Wagyu, pet the Wagyu.
What kind of alcohol? Wine, red wine?
No. It's fermented. What's it called?
Yeah.
Fermented to be able to help because Wagyu is said to have very good marbling, very good meat layouts, so that when they cut a sirloin steak or a Wagyu steak and they sell it, a pound can set you back hundreds of dollars.
But so this is what we should be advocating.
This is what we should be advocating, because all of this that they are doing even destroys meat quality.
Kwashoko,
you're having Kwashoko cows.
Yes.
And by
that's
the
what
way,
we eat.
It's not even efficient, because go and check the chart of beef productivity. I'm not sure Nigeria ranks first 5 in the world.
Okay.
So if you want to do it, please, you need to invest in it. Investing in it is getting a place you can pay for, you can lease, where veterinary doctors come to see them. I mean, when we're in UNAB then, we imported some Kalahari goats that were not from this region. Do you know we had to build a shed for them and we have to put on fan for them to be cooling them?
All right.
And when we imported Kalahari goats. So these are the things they should do. And for President Tinubu, it just shows that he has also gone to violate his own decree or statement that he put down. Because you see, that provides so that go and call the IG. I can assure you for free, almost everybody will call the IG and they will prove that there's a need for police officers. So like Dr. Abati said, the question we should ask is, how come we became a country where everybody needs private guards?
Because of the insecurity.
It's a failure of the security architecture.
Because of the insecurity.
So if we can't fix that, almost everybody needs private. Maybe we go to civilized countries. How many the same Nigerians that use police escort here, they enter buses in London. I have met many Nigerian governors in trains in London.
On the other hand, we see senior government officials in London.
They go abroad. They don't use
bikes.
They don't use police protection. Sheyi Makinde the other day was running he ran a marathon somewhere in Belgium.
All right.
He ran a marathon.
All right. Still on
Did he get any police protection?
Well said, Rufia. Still on insecurity. Meanwhile, U.S. Representative Riley Moore, who is in Nigeria on a fact-finding mission, has shared harrowing accounts from Christian internally displaced persons in Benue State following his visit to IDP camps in the north-central state. Congressman Moore, in a post on X, documented testimonies of extreme violence that has displaced over 600,000 Christians in Benue State alone. He stated that he met dozens of Christians who were driven from their homes and that they told harrowing stories that would remain with him for the rest of his life. And I'll read Riley Moore's post on X in part. He wrote, "One woman was forced to watch as they killed her husband and 5 children. She and her unborn child barely escaped. Another woman's family was murdered in front of her and her baby was ripped from her womb. One man's family was hacked into death in front of his eyes and his arm was permanently mangled. There are more than 600,000 Christians in IDP camps in Benue State alone. These Christians should be able to live in their ancestral homeland without fear of genocidal Fulani." Well, Riley Moore's visit to Benue IDP camps brings renewed international attention to the humanitarian crisis in the state, the characterization of the violence as genocidal, and the emphasis on religious targeting may very well increase pressure on the U.S. government to make a stronger stance on Nigeria's security challenges, particularly regarding religious freedom concerns. And of course, the U.S. House of Appropriation responded to Riley Moore's post on X, and they wrote, "America will not look away as innocent lives are stolen," directed by the President of the United States. Appropriators led an on-the-ground mission to inform a report on Christian persecution in Nigeria and guide policy recommendation. Religious freedom and atrocity response are central to our NSRP bill. And I'll take a reaction from a Nigerian user on X. He wrote, "I have to say, I'm genuinely surprised at the amount of effort the U.S. is putting into these congressional hearings. A big delegation in Nigeria going around the country and talking to actual people. Nigerian leaders don't even care that much about this stuff. Very weird and interesting." Ayo, meanwhile, last week, former Niger Delta militant leader Asari Dokubo berated Reverend Ezekiel Dachimo, the chairman of the Church of Christ in Nations in Plateau State, who has been outspoken about the severity of the Christian genocide in Nigeria. Well, in the video that made the rounds on social media, Asari Dokubo warned Dachimo to stop spewing the genocide narrative in Nigeria, describing Dachimo as a fake pastor and a pathetic, pathological liar. Let's take a look.
Dachimo, if I place curse on you, you will not last 24 hours. Wallahi billahi iznillah, you will not last 24 hours because you are a fake and you are a liar. There's hardly any crisis in the north that is rooted in religion. So the Hausa people, farmers that are being killed in Sokoto and in Kebbi by the so-called bandits or whatever they are called, why are they killing them?
All right. Asari Dokubo has spoken again. The last time he spoke, he said he was going to challenge the U.S. President Donald Trump if he were to bring boots on ground in Nigeria. Now he's here saying that there's no Christian genocide in Nigeria. I'll take this reaction before I come to you, Ayo. Meanwhile, terrorists holding the wife and daughter of murdered Anglican priest Venerable Edwin Achi has released disturbing photographs showing a machine gun pointed at the captives. The images were shared on the late priest's hijacked Facebook account. Venerable Achi was kidnapped alongside his wife, Sarah, and their daughter from their Kaduna residence on October 28th. Despite the family raising ransom funds, the priest was killed after nearly a month in captivity. The abductors have now hijacked his Facebook account to post new photos of his wife and daughter with weapons pointing at them. The Anglican Church has made repeated appeals for the immediate release of Sarah and Achi, and Sarah and her daughter. This case highlights escalating boldness of criminal gangs who now use social media to taunt families, even hijacking victims' accounts to share distressing images while continuing to hold them captive. This is the new trend we are seeing right now on social media, Ayo. We saw the story of Venerable Archie who died. We mourned him right here on the table. And now these terrorists have released this footage.
Yeah. I think, I don't know if I should blame the terrorists for their brazenness. When we have reports of rescue operations without any single arrest, then you can understand why we can see them become bolder, and even the things that they did not have or dare do would come on board and do this. And it's quite sad to see the effects of banditry, terrorism on lives and families. Since October 28th, this family have been in captivity. We talked about their father and husband being killed and how unfortunately terrible that was. But again, this is perhaps a wake-up call again and again to appropriate authorities to act on this. We don't want, yes, we love the rescues. We are grateful that rescues are happening. But beyond that, these perpetrators must be caught and brought to book. If not, they will continue to not just act in their in this manner, but also be very bold about it and almost a slap on the face of the government by these kind of videos that they do. The other part of it is also access to social media. We often talk about how everybody now has access to social media. They can talk, and that's why I don't blame Asari Dokubo as well. He has a device. He can come out and make statements that are not founded on truth or fact and just sit down and say things. I don't think we should pay much attention to him because he does not have any bona fide to speak on this matter. He's not from the area. He hasn't spoken to any people from the area. I wonder what his response to Congressman Riley would be, because you can bully the people in your country. And I think it's quite sad because I've said it again and again, that the Nigerian people, the Nigerian National Assembly, whether it's the House of Representatives or the Senate, ought to be taking the lead on this.
Correct.
They should be the ones going on fact-finding mission and going to the IDP camps, giving us. But I'm grateful that we had Honorable Ugo just a few minutes ago on the show, and at least someone from that region. He represents. He represents. I can't remember his represent, but he's in Benue State, and he was speaking, and he affirmed the fact that his people are being killed. These are the people that are being affected, and I've said it again. You cannot sit back in another region without any demonstrated efforts to speak to those who are affected and say, no, it's not happening, and turn a blind eye to it. We have said enough with the blame. We understand the issues. We've identified the issues. Can we now act on it?
Right.
The most important thing that can come out of this that has happened in the last few months is to see justice for the people who have continuously, without any support or help or response from previous administrations and governments, been killed and been forced away from their ancestral homes. Right. That's what we want to see. We want to see seriousness with regards to fighting against terrorism and bandits and those who are deliberately killing a particular group of people in Benue State, in Plateau State. That's the call we're making for today. And to even say that, according to Riley Moore, 600,000 people IDP camp, Christians. According to Honorable Ugo, there are more. They are up to, according to the government, it's about 1 million. And these people have been left unheard, unattended to for so long, and it took an American fact-finding mission to tell us what is obvious to us, what the Nigerian government understands is a problem. That, for me, is one of the biggest problems. We must act, and we must see a solution to this problem once and for all.
Well
That's
said,
what we want.
I like the fact that you were able to tie in the fact that people have to be on ground before they make comments like, Asari Dokubo did. Well, all right, now to politics. River State Governor Similaye Fubara has composed a praise song dedicated to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu just one day after officially defecting from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress. The governor unveiled the song on Wednesday while inaugurating a road project directing a praise singer with the lyrics, "If you dey support Tinubu, no follow corner, corner." Let's take a look.
If Fubara they tell you something, now this is the second answer. If you they support Tinubu, no follow corner, corner. If they hear what they talk, we they support Tinubu, we know they follow corner, corner. That is the second answer. I'm going to take that one.
Dr. Abati, no follow Konokana if you dey follow anybody. I mean, this man, the governor, is clearly following in his godfather's footstep with this song. Now, this swift political realignment signals the complete collapse of PDP dominance in Rivers State. Well, meanwhile, the PDP has described Fubara's defection as a self-inflicted injury, stating that Fubara voluntarily walked into the trap that led to his exit. They say that they pity him. Dr. Abati.
Well, Governor Fubara must be one of those celebrity singers that Senator Abdul Ningi was talking about. But I'm surprised. He should have added some dance steps to it, you know. But it looks like a coded message.
Yes.
Who is the person who is following Konakona? And says he's supporting Tinubu.
We know.
Maybe he has Minister Wike in mind, because Minister Wike is claiming loyalty to President Tinubu, but at the same time he's fighting a battle in the PDP. Maybe the governor is sending a coded message, say, don't follow Konakona, come and join us in the APC.
Use your full chest.
But when all that is resolved, there will still be a leadership tussle, I imagine.
Yes.
You know, between the son and the godfather, as to who will provide the leadership for the APC in that state.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we also must expect a lot to happen. Would Governor Fubara be allowed to get a second term?
Yeah.
So it's not over until it is over, but at least he has bought some peace for himself. So clearly he's saying he's not following Konakona.
He's not following Konakona. But, you know, Wike has been expelled from the PDP at this moment. I mean, you also said that it was, you think it's Wike that he was throwing a jab at. Do you think so?
Obviously, I think it's Wike that's throwing a jab at, because from what I gather, some people that were interviewed, lawmakers in Rivers State, did say that their own defection was different from Fubara's own arrangement. So probably Fubara has done this to undercut Wike. I mean, I don't know. So, but let me talk about something way more important than all this.
About the venerable that died. Venerable Archie, correct.
So this is close to me because, and I was in England when the story broke, and I didn't know until I discovered that Venerable Archie is actually uncle to Azubike Osomele.
Oh, Azubike.
He's Ukwani.
Inspiration FM general manager and journalist and colleague of mine that I work with.
Rest in peace.
And I had spoken to the family members, Edgar, where they said that it was after they paid the ransom they released the Venerable Archie's body. And I'm seeing
600 million, I believe.
No, they didn't pay the 600 million. They didn't even pay, up to that. They were talking, they paid some money. And I'm seeing this pattern because they have first released a picture of a gun pointed at Venerable Archie, and we saw the body. And I'm seeing this pattern again. And I've been able to check. You can actually, from the pictures posted on Facebook, you can actually get a metadata if you talk to Meta about it and pinpoint the location where they are. We like to beg the government. If anything happens to Venerable Archie's wife, it's sad enough that something happened to him. The blood will be on this government and this administration. I think the least we can do is to at least let the woman come out and mourn the death of her husband. And for all of those that say there's no Christian genocide, when I spoke to Edgar, what Edgar told me was Venerable Archie was kidnapped with his wife from his home because he was a Christian and he was a venerable in the Anglican Church.
All right. May his soul continue to rest in peace. We pray that his wife and daughter be released.